So we have breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday held a series of bilateral meetings with world leaders on the sidelines of the G20 Leaders Summit in Johannesburg. Modi met UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, French President Emmanuel Macron, South Korean President Lee Jae-myung, Brazilian President Lula de Silva and UN Secretary General António Guterres during the day-long interactions at the summit hosted by South Africa. He also met other leaders, including Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, before the main session began. We have CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra joining us live on the phone line. Siddhant, from the series of bilateral meetings that Modi has held, Prime Minister Modi has held with literally half of the world, which partnership do you think appeared to be top priority for India? And what indications did you observe that signal this?
India has a very, very important relationship with, in fact, all these European countries, whether it's France, Canada, Australia, Italy. But, you know, what was the key highlight was the trilateral initiative launched between India, Canada and Australia on the sidelines of the G20 Johannesburg. Because you know, given India's already established good relationship with Australia, you know, Australia is the first country to be signing free trade agreement. India is the first country to be signing free trade agreement with Australia. Now both countries are moving towards CECA. There's the new initiative which has been launched for technology, and in fact Canada is also partners in that initiative. So that initiative is the key highlight. Because if you go back to 2023, when Justin Trudeau met Prime Minister Modi in New Delhi, perhaps that was the start of the diplomatic standoff between India and Canada. Now, since Justin Trudeau is out, Mark Carney is in as the Prime Minister, and Mark Carney believes in more strengthening economic ties with India, doing a lot of things with India, and in fact, there have been multiple high-level visits also between the two countries. And now, on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Johannesburg, three leaders have met, and a trilateral initiative has been launched. So politically, symbolically, it's a key highlight of this visit of Prime Minister Modi to Johannesburg. Other than this, Prime Minister met French President Emmanuel Macron. In fact, we could expect Emmanuel Macron to be visiting India in the month of February for the AI Action Summit. Prime Minister also met Prime Minister Starmer of United Kingdom. Perhaps this year, if we talk about this year's Indian diplomacy, then one of the biggest milestone was to get a free trade agreement signed with the United Kingdom. In fact, there has been two high-level visits. Prime Minister Modi visited UK, and then UK Prime Minister was in Mumbai, and he was given a grand welcome. So this relationship is also flourishing. Giorgia Meloni, Prime Minister Modi, met her on the sidelines of the G20 summit. So it's action-packed visit of Prime Minister Modi to the G20 Johannesburg. In fact, yesterday he attended two sessions. Today he will be attending a session, and in fact there's also going to be the transfer of a presidency ceremony in which Prime Minister Modi will be taking part, and he will also hold bilateral meetings today as well. So action-packed visit of Prime Minister Modi to Johannesburg. This is his fourth visit. Despite the U.S. boycott, leaders' declaration has been issued, and in fact, this declaration, India's lasting G20 legacy has contributed to the Johannesburg leaders' declaration. In fact, a lot of India's agendas were reflected in the joint statement. A lot of the priorities which had been set by India during its presidency is reflected in the leaders' declaration, which includes condemnation of terrorism, the transformative potential of digital public infrastructure, push for a strong language on empowerment of women and girls. A disaster resilience and response is the key priority of South African president. So the outcome of the disaster risk reduction working group initiated by the Indian presidency have reinforced in the declaration the Deccan high-level principle on food security and nutrition. We just heard Prime Minister Modi that how India is running one of the biggest food program in the world. In fact, health was also taken up during India's presidency. Also, the declaration says that India, in fact, has been pushing, and the declaration also reflects this, that the call to reform the United Nations Security Council. So language from the New Delhi Leaders Declaration finds resonance across the document on various other matters as well.
Right.
So as I said, as we were discussing yesterday also, that from last 4 years, the presidency is with the countries of the Global South. And perhaps that has really helped, in bringing up the issues and the concerns of the countries from the Global South, and that is reflected in the joint communiques, this declaration in last 4 years. Now, next year the presidency is going to the United States of America. So again, Global North enters, country from the Global North. So 4 years from Indonesia to South Africa, the presidency was with the Global South, and these four countries have worked really close. Perhaps to come up with an agenda which could solve the problems of the countries from the Global South, and their concerns should be reflected in the document. And perhaps yesterday also, the Global South agenda was given a priority in the leaders' declaration.
Right. Thank you, Siddhant, for sharing your input with us.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC TV 18, now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.
Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC TV 18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC TV 18 on all the social media platforms.